Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. We're going to use the Golden Tarot for this reading. I was thinking about everybody this morning because I've been watching this show on Netflix, and it has a woodsman, and you know how much I love the Serenus wood god. There's something very incredible, and I think somehow or another, you know, you sort of tie everything in together. And I watched this show and I realised yesterday, after walking around, going on a bit of a bushwalky thing, how much I love trees. So I have a strange fascination with trees. I think they're incredible things. I look at them and I think, you know, that tree's 1,000 years old. And it's been in that forest the whole time, and probably at some stage or another it was somewhere where nobody had ever been, and now I get to stand next to that tree and experience the energy that that tree gives off, and some of the incredible things trees do to survive, and I'm totally fascinated by it. So I took some beautiful pictures yesterday. We have some amazing forests here in Australia. I'm sure they're not as they're very different, because even from New South Wales to Queensland the foliage is very, very different, which is absolutely incredible. So I had a wonderful day taking pictures and really experiencing the natural habitat. Makes you sort of feel very vulnerable, but in a very good way, to think you're so small in the whole scheme of the universe. All right, something jumping here. Oh, how interesting, the Magician and the Star. The Magician and the Star. Something is coming full circle. I don't know for all of you whether it's right here, right now, but it's coming. It's coming. Something is changing. Something is changing within you. Something that you've carried with you for a very long time. All right. Wow, okay, so we've got a few repeat cards jumping out at the deck, and now we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card of soulmates. Now, soulmates are people that we can have in any walk of life. They don't necessarily have to be romantic. They're people that you feel really aligned with. Sometimes they're people that you have a real strong connection with, people you might work with, your friends. It could be even family members where you have this really strong bond that can't be broken. Two people who see things eye to eye. You're seeing things in a very similar way. So this sort of person's often good as a work person, or as someone you want to build work with and a business with, because your views, your ethics are all quite aligned in this situation. So whoever this person is, you have a very strong alignment with them. Now, it can be romantic too. All right, so we have the Chariot card coming through, card of Cancer. The Chariot card is a card that talks about things being a little standstill, but now moving forward. The thing is with the Chariot, the two animals driving the chariot, and some decks it is horses, some decks it's flying horses, other decks it can be dragons. Whatever the chariot is being pulled by are looking like they're opposing forces. So they look like they're going against each other. And the challenge of the chariot is to get those two creatures pulling your chariot aligned. In this one we have a swan. But that is the challenge of the chariot, sort of being able to get all your energy moving in one direction. And once you've sort of got that energy going, it means that your chariot can surge forward. So I feel like here, it looks to me like there's something here that you have been trying to align with someone for a very long time. Whether this romantically, whether it is in work, friendship, family, you've been trying to align that for a really long time. And I feel like it's coming into alignment now with the Chariot. Okay, so we have the card of Cancer. Cancer. That's the card of Cancer. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo here. And what I feel like with this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Coins card is there's this energy of you needing to have been in a completely grounded state. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very practical, very earthy, but very aligned with what she wants in life. Like aligned with her work, aligned with her money, aligned with everything she has. She's very, very comfortable. This often comes up as the partner card as well. So it could be that you've moved yourself into full alignment here with somebody else. So you may now be in the energy of the other person or the other situation. Let me just keep going here. Yeah, look, 6 of Coins. I feel that you've aligned yourself somehow with the universe here. You've aligned yourself with your destiny. You've brought yourself into some sort of alignment here in order to move your life forward, which means that you've discarded parts of yourself that were no longer needed for this journey. So you've put some bags down. You've put some of your baggage down. That's why you're moving into this energy. This very grounded, very natural energy. And you're now co-creating with the universe here. Okay, so you may have had a big download. If you're feeling very tired, you have like flu-like symptoms, your body seems to be a bit weary, then you have somehow got yourself to a point where you may need to take time out here. The universe is strongly suggesting here that you take time out to meditate. You take time out for yourself, but you also immerse yourself in those things that make you feel content and happy. You're in a Hanged Man energy at the moment. But wishes are about to come true here. So there is something that you've aligned yourself with in the universe. There is something you've discarded. You've discarded old ways of thinking, old ways of doing, old ways of being. It's very similar energy to the What's Cracking reading. Because you've put down burdens of the past here. You've let go of a way of thinking or doing. And it's aligning you with your soul's purpose. Aligning you with your soul's purpose. And I feel like from that, wishes will come true now. What you want is on its way to you because you've put yourself in alignment. You've brought yourself into vibration with what you are destined for. For some of you, this could be a soulmate. For others of you, it could be a work situation. Maybe you've got yourself into alignment to get ready to run a business. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm excited. That's really exciting energy coming through right there. And there's the King of Swords again. So all the cards repeating and very, very similar energy. Only this sort of this sort of energy from the reading here is very exciting. The King of Swords can represent Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I feel like you're standing in your power here. Okay, so you may not be right where you need to be if you're not in Emperor energy, but you're close here. You're close as you can be. The King of Swords is very much the energy of moving with strategy. Maybe you're learning to work with your emotions. Maybe you're, because somebody wrote to me the other day about emotions. And that's a very complex discussion. And a lot of what I teach in coaching is about understanding where your emotions are relevant and where they are not. Then we talk about triggers. You know, understanding what triggers you, what gets your emotions coming to the surface. And a lot of that stuff you've learned in early childhood. And you still use those strategies today. But the King of Swords doesn't really go into his emotions. It doesn't mean he doesn't feel them. It doesn't mean he doesn't know they're there. But he doesn't use them to get what he wants. He knows when to use his logical mind, when to strategize, when to cut things out that don't serve him. And that's what the King of Swords energy is all about. Understanding your emotional state, putting things in perspective. We have the beautiful 10 of Cups coming through here. I look at this today and what I see is a lot of lessons. I know this card talks about absolute happiness. It's the rainbow. It's, you know, rainbows and unicorns. It's everything beautiful. Happy families, happy life, all of those sort of things. But when I look at this today, I feel like you have been through a lot of lessons here to get to where you need to be. Maybe you've been through a lot of negative relationships and now you're ready to receive. But something here shows me that you have been through a lot of lessons in your life to come around to this point. There is some sort of balance required now, some sort of decision that requires you to balance things out, because you're about to put down some sort of burden here. Completing the cycle. There's the Empress. So you've come to the end of some sort of cycle here. You are stepping into your power here. King of Cups coming through again. So some of you dealing with water signs here. There seems to be an offer coming through, and it's moving very slowly. Queen of Wands also from the What's Cracking reading. Three of Cups coming through with the Two of Swords. I could feel that decision coming before I even started this one. Okay, so for some of you now, you're going to be put in a position to understand how far you've come on your journey. There is something here that the universe is putting, it's almost like the universe is strategizing to put you in a position here. That King of Swords is about some sort of strategy. You are being aligned with something to see how far you've come. And maybe for some of you, it's some sort of reward or recognition now for seeing yourself on your journey. And this decision you make now has to be made by you with all of these lessons remembered. And you have to now stand in this power of the Empress. You're about to birth something here, whether this is to do with work, whatever it is, you are being put in a position to understand how to make this decision, putting yourself first, I want to say. All right, let's have a look. So we have the Two of Cups coming through. There is something moving you towards some sort of destined event here. Somewhere where you need to be very grounded, because the universe is now completely working with you. In order to do this, there seems to be a period of pause here, because something is coming in here to make all of your wishes come true. And it's because you've aligned yourself now with your destiny. You've either learned to cope with something, let go of something, understanding your own power here. And because of that, it's bringing around some sort of decision that you have to make. But you have to make this decision from where you are now and not go back into the old version of you. Now, whether this is love, romance, a job, a situation, moving towards like higher learning, your own business, something here you have to do differently to what you did before. Your old way of doing things is not going to work now. You are in the Two of Swords energy coming into this week. All right, so we have the Five of Cups coming through with the Knight of Wands. Here we go with this Four of Swords and the Hanged Man energy and the Ten of Coins. For some of you here, you're about to embark on a fortune journey. I don't know why they said it like that. I think you're about to amass fortune. You're about to walk towards your financial destiny. There's a very strong energy that you're coming up with some sort of, that's what Spirit said to me last night. It's time to bring your ideas through now. You're ready. You need to bring your ideas through. If I'm hearing that, I know there are other people out there that are hearing the same thing. And that was said to me sometime during the night. It's time. It's time to bring things forward. And I feel like for some of you, this may be an idea on how to move forward. But I feel like this decision you're making here, maybe about a person, maybe about a relationship, maybe for some of you about having children. But something has brought you to this point through all the lessons you have learned. And now you're in balance. It's time to let things go and move into this energy of choosing yourself, choosing what you want. You're being given an opportunity to see things from the new you and discard the old version of you. The Two of Swords is a decision. We have the Devil. Okay, so I get that straight away now. King of Pentacles and the World. Okay, this is what you're closing out right here. The Two of Swords is a decision that's very difficult to make. And I feel like this decision here is between the old version of you and the new version of you. But maybe it's difficult for you to step into this new version and not want to take the old version with you. But the old version isn't serving you anymore. but there's this reluctance to let go of the old version of you. And maybe the old version of you wanted to move in a particular direction, and now you have this new version of you that's moving in a completely new direction. So there's a choice here. And I feel like this choice is something about the end of this cycle. And I've got this all the way through here. It's about completion. It's about being at a point where you can let something go. This could be in regards to a person, but I feel like more than the person here, this is what I see. I see codependent behavior. I see addiction. I see the ego, or those parts of the ego that have not served you. Those parts of the ego which have been holding you back. Because there's some sort of shedding here of this ego energy. And whether that ego is about addiction, codependency, it could also be letting go of fear. Because that is your ego as well. And maybe you're completing a cycle where you've been scared to move ahead in a certain way. And you're going to be given this choice here by the universe to move in the right direction for you. This is your choice, nobody else's. This is about you understanding that you can move forward without whatever's been holding you back in the past. It's an opportunity for a restart. It's an opportunity to close out that old cycle. I feel like for everybody that's going to be very different. But what I do see here is this energy of releasing the past and taking time here to ask yourself, what does my soul want? What do I want here? Because you are in this energy. Oh. Oracle card. Oh, straight away, the Metal King. Oh, I love it. I love it. Discipline, armor, and boundaries. 37. The Metal King is strong and arrives to lend you his impenetrable shield of protection. No matter who sends you criticism or jealousy, you will not be hurt. This ally also prompts you to think about setting healthy boundaries. When you do, no matter how uncomfortable that task may be, everyone will benefit. He asks you to make sure that you know where you end and another begins. Others' emotions are not yours, no matter how empathic you may be. Another of the Metal King's messages is to remind you how important it is to have a healthy sense of self-esteem. It's a good time to shine and be proud of what you've accomplished. Wow, this is why it has to come from you now. It can't be something you do because that is what is expected of you. Cannot be something that you choose to do because it's more financially viable. This has to come from you. This decision, this movement forward is about releasing some sort of past energy, some sort of energy that's been holding you back. Fear, worry, addiction, codependency. You're letting it all go here because you're closing it down and making a decision to move forward in the true you. Have a wonderful day.